Hello again and welcome to Money Tips. This is Charles Kelly, author of the book Yes, Money Can Buy You Happiness, and running this Money Tips podcast for the last couple of years now. I live in London, where the property market is going crazy at the moment, partly due to the fact that there is a stamp duty holiday currently. It started last year, it was extended until the end of June. It was supposed to end in March. The government extended it for a further 3 months. So that means for people who are not in the UK, they will not pay a tax called stamp duty, which is basically a ludicrous rip-off tax you pay when you buy a property. Like, you buy a property, you're taking yourself off the government housing list, you buy your own property and the government says, thank you very much, we're going to tax you for that. And this tax can be quite substantial. On an average property in the London area, say £500,000, people are paying tens of thousands of pounds on this sort of tax. So what they've said is up to £500,000 free, and then it's tapered from there. And investors who buy property to give housing to other people, to help the government again, they pay an extra 3% levy on top of the normal stamp duty. So somebody buying a property for, I don't know, last year, 550 odd thousand, which along with a partner I invested in, we paid something like £34,000. £34,000 in stamp duty tax, which used to be a duty paid to stamp the deeds and say, this is a stamp, it's like a duty to show that it's been paid. It used to be like 1%, or I think it was even less at one point. And it's a ludicrous, obscene tax, I'd say. But anyway, they've got this holiday on to try and get the market boost. And that ends in June. Now, there's evidence that with buyers rushing to beat this deadline, that they're paying so much for the property that they're not saving any money at all. Because if they're going out and trying to save £10,000 on tax, but paying, say, £50,000 over the top for the property, what's the point? It doesn't make sense. And property prices have really hit an all-time high, despite the fact that we've just been through the worst recession in 300 years. Unemployment is up by about 70%. Millions of people are still not even sure about their jobs. City centres are dying because people are working from home. So in certain sectors, it's dire out there. I know that the economy has started to open up, but yeah, pubs and restaurants and cafes can open if they've got seating outside and if it's not raining, which it normally is in the UK. Sorry to be a doubter here, but it's a difficult situation. And yet, property prices are still going up. People are still rushing to buy and scrambling to buy. There are trends that people want to move out of the cities, and there's that to it. But, in one example on the BBC, I was listening to a debate on this, on a program called You and Yours. It's a consumer program. Someone was saying that a house that was sold last year for $325,000 during the first lockdown is now on the market for $400,000, and several buyers are scrambling to buy it, literally. So, that's ludicrous. It's the same house, and gone up by all that amount in just, it's almost gone up by a third in less than a year, because people are so desperate to buy. And, couples are struggling to buy, and they're scrambling. It's really a seller's market, and it's always difficult to buy in a seller's market, because then, you can't go in and put sensible offers in. You're at their mercy. If you say to an agent, well, I'll put an offer in for this, the agent is more or less saying to you, there's no point in putting that offer in. They won't accept that. If you want to be taken seriously, you have to offer the asking price, and then you have to prove this and prove that and prove the other. And then if you've got a guaranteed mortgage, we might consider you. It's ludicrous. That's not the situation I like to be a buyer in that kind of market. I don't want to buy anything in that sort of scramble. I've seen it before. I've seen this before at the end of the 80s when there was a bubble. I'll just briefly tell you a story. A partner and I bought a flat, and I think the flat was around £50,000 we bought it for. And then less than 6 months later, we put it on the market for 70,000, and people were outbidding each other. We got 71,000 for it. And this was at a time when the government had changed tax relief, and they said we've got until, I think it was September, until this type of tax. I won't go into the whole story, but it was a type of tax relief you used to get on mortgage repayments. Yes, they used to give you tax relief like they do in America. They stopped that. You used to get tax relief on a mortgage, and they were changing the way it was done, and people were again scrambling to beat this deadline, and they paid £70,000. So it was almost like a 50% profit in less than 6 months. And then at the end of that period, the market just collapsed, and it stayed low for, I think it stayed low for 5 or 6 years, and it really dropped like a stone. The stock market went down. It was at that time when you had, this Black Friday, and the stock market collapsed. It was one of the worst stock market collapses ever. And it took years to recover. Literally, the market took years, and people were saying it won't recover for 20 years and all that sort of thing. And it was very difficult. Lenders drew their horns in. You couldn't borrow money. So it was a bad time. And that was a similar situation to now. People were scrambling to buy. So just watch out there. I mean, even on auctions, I've seen auction properties go for crazy prices. I saw this dilapidated property at an auction a couple of months ago, and it was literally burned out. It was terrible. You looked inside, all the walls were black with smoke, and you couldn't even, it was all, had these steel shutters up outside. It was an awful property. Needed, I say, everything done to it. And if you're going to start extending it and that sort of, you could spend £150,000. The property was on the market, a sort of guide reserve for around about 400,000. I was interested in it. Do you know what it went for? It went for 200,000 over that. It went for over 600,000, and people were trying to outbid each other. And you could buy a property in that street already done up, already nicely kitted out for that sort of money. So why would you want to buy dilapidated property for 600,000 and then pay all the stamp duty, 50 odd thousand, then maybe spend 100 to 150,000 pounds on it? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Unless maybe that's your dream house, you're going to live there. That's a different story. But most of the people at auctions are investors looking to turn and flip a property. But at these prices, it doesn't make sense. I've seen lots of examples of that, of crazy prices. People buying properties without all the information in the pack, the seller pack, the legal pack that tells you whether this property has cladding that's dangerous and needs to be removed. Nothing about that. They still bought it. They just went ahead with it and bought it. And it's buyer beware at an auction. Now, mortgages are also proven to be a challenge now. Lenders are nervous. Of course they are. Why would they just want to lend out to people that may not have a job in 6 months' time? So, that's been a problem for people. Surveyors are booked up for weeks as lenders are becoming choosy as well. Councils are struggling to get all of the legal documents out, the searches and that sort of thing. Solicitors are literally up to their... My local solicitor's working 6 days a week until 8 at night, and he's 71 years old. And some sellers now are saying, well, we'll take a lower cash offer. Here's an opportunity. I'd rather take a lower cash offer from a cash buyer than risk somebody trying to get a mortgage and then, maybe goes into April and May and then their mortgage is refused. Then they've got no chance of selling it before the June deadline. So it is... It's a tough situation for buyers at the moment, but I don't think people should be panicked into buying it just to save a few £1,000s on stamp duty. Now, stock markets and cryptocurrencies have also hit new highs, crazy highs, and buyers are jumping on this bull market bandwagon, for fear of missing out, that FOMO. And it's almost like this, the FOMO is affecting people. You've got to buy because of the stamp duty. We've got to save £5,000. So I want to spend, I don't care if it's 100,000 more, it will save us £10,000 on stamp duty. It doesn't make sense. It's just, and in my experience, these sort of bubbles have always ended in tears. They've always burst, and it leads to market crashes and long-term losses for people. And you might even see negative equity coming back. So there you go. Look at American stock market. The Dow Jones Index, which is the Dow Jones Industrial Index, has doubled in 5 years. You wouldn't really expect that. Even with that dip in 2020, you see this upward curve 5 years. And the curve, if you go back 10 years, it's gone up a lot as well. The NASDAQ, which is the techie stocks, that's almost tripled in 5 years. Way overpriced. Look at some of the stock market debuts. Coinbase, this company that... is like a register for cryptocurrencies, has just launched after it's only been going 12 years. Do you know what it launched for? It's worth $76 billion. Crazy. It doesn't make sense. And people ask me about cryptocurrencies. If you understand it, fine. If you can get in and get it out when you like, but I don't see it as an investment. It's pure speculation. You don't say I'm investing in the dollar because I think the dollar is going to go. That's not investment. That's forex, foreign exchange dealing. It's kind of gambling in a way, and I don't see it as an investment. Now look, London let's go back to London here as part of not just the whole of the UK. London is a little bit unique, and we've got overseas buyers coming in from places like Hong Kong, and it's helping to push the price of super prime London property up and sell more of them than in any other place in the world. And in last year, during the lockdown, over 200 properties valued at $10 million or $18 million were sold in London. And that's more than any other city, including New York and Paris and all these places. And upmarket estate agent Savills reported that they've sold almost 100 houses valued at more than £5 million in London. So yeah, London is unique. You know, it's very special. And people from all over the world, you've got people who come in with a suitcase full of cash, buy a property for 10 million, 50 million, and just leave it empty for 10 years because, you know, you could call it money laundering if you like. That money's safe there. It's out of the hands of the Russian government or the Chinese government. They're happy to just leave it there. And, you know, that's a very different situation from ordinary people. You know, the average property in the greater London area is just £500,000. It's not, you won't find £10 million properties in these suburbs. And the average property for the rest of the country is half of that. It's only about £250,000. And there are parts of the UK where you can buy a house for £30,000. Yes, even less sometimes, £25,000 if it needs doing up. And so it's a very different market. You've got from, you know, £25,000 to 50 million to 100 million pound properties, 200 million pound properties. It's crazy, but there's always billionaires out there that have got crazy money. In that kind of market, you've always got enough billionaires to buy, you know, super yachts for $100 million and properties all over the world. You know, that's a different market. In fact, there's more billionaires in the last year being created than ever in any other year. Millionaires, billionaires being created by this sort of tech bubble, if you like. In fact, since the lockdown, a lot of people are actually moving out of the city centres, but that doesn't affect the £10 million properties. But people are generally moving out of the cities, and they're creating these places in the West Country and, you know, miles out of London, called Zoom towns, where everyone works from home on their computers, provided you can get the Wi-Fi. Of course, that's the big sticker. Because if you've got, say, husband and wife working from home, kids doing their homework at home, is the Wi-Fi going to be strong enough? I don't know. We'll have to see. A lot of these places are not linked in with cable connections, so they may find themselves coming unstuck. But yeah, there has been a trend of moving out of the cities. That's pushed the prices up of properties in the suburbs and beyond, and country homes and places in Wales and Dorset and lovely parts of Devon and Cornwall. Yeah, sure, people want the good life. They want to be safe as well. Now in the UK, GDP rose last month. It dropped by, I think, 2% in January. And yeah, things are starting to recover. You know, as the lockdowns kind of opened up a bit this week, and non-essential shops can open up. Yeah, things are starting to recover. EU trade has recovered after the EU made it almost impossible to send anything into Europe, but they love to send things here, but they didn't want us sending anything to them. But that seems to have recovered after a shaky post-Brexit start to the year. So yeah, things are looking up, but there's still a lot of problems out there, and I don't think with the amount of money that governments are spending, we've got to still figure out a way of how that's going to be repaid in the long run. So I don't think we're out of the woods yet with even the previous Great Recession. There's still a lot of problems there, a lot of overvalued companies, a lot of debt out there. And it only takes one little spark, one little straw that breaks the camel's back for everything to come tumbling down. That's the worry there. So just watch out for that. I would be cautious about investing at the moment in stocks and shares and property unless you really know what you're doing. Now, can you start a business from home to boost your income without capital and without risk? Well, the answer is yes. There are lots of things you can do from home, online businesses and all these sorts of things, but there is also simple businesses you can do. There was a story on the news the other day about a guy in East London lost his job during the first lockdown, and he thought, well, I've got to do something about this. So he started a business. He's actually made a small fortune running a home-based business during the last year. He's made much more money than he would have done in his old job. And this is during the lockdown. So what is this business? Is it a high-tech business? No, it's something very simple. What he does, he started a business assembling flat-pack furniture, the type of stuff you get from IKEA that I hate. Two of the worst words in the English language for me are self-assembly. I hate it. And he knows that a lot of people don't like it. And that's all he does. He goes to people's houses and assembles their furniture. So it could be shelves, beds, wardrobes, all that sort of stuff. And he's there. All he needs is a few drills and that sort of thing, and hammers and tools. So there's no premises. There's no overheads as such. It's just him, maybe a car or a van. Pure profit. Great. Wonderful story. And he's out there getting on with it, isn't he? He's not sitting there like, oh, the lockdown, I can't do anything. Everything's going down. So, during the lockdown, there was a boom in home improvements. A lot of people were at home, thought, well, let's improve the house. But, they don't like assembling stuff. So that's what he's doing. And in fact, he provided a service that people wanted. And he's making a pile of money, putting together simple stuff, furniture for people. Great, good luck to him. He's done thousands of them apparently, and good luck to him. And in fact, it is very difficult at the moment to find handymen and handy women to go and do little jobs because they're all very busy. Plumbers, carpenters, all these sorts of people are all very, very busy with people extending and improving their homes. So good luck to them. Now, we know that pubs and restaurants have only just opened and they're not even fully open. A lot of them are not even bothering to open because what's the point of opening a whole pub when you've only got room for a couple of chairs outside? So we know that these sort of restaurants are very vulnerable to any economic downturns, lockdowns, all these sorts of things. So, these are situations where you not only lost your business, but you have to keep paying the overheads and the rents. And many people are personally liable for leases and rents. So they can bankrupt you if you don't pay it. So, a lot of people are suffering. And these are not people you hear about. So a lot of self-employed people are not even able to get much government help because they've fallen through the net. At the same time, people running businesses on the internet or selling stuff online, even big stores are saying we're adapting to this market, we're selling stuff online. You can come and click and collect or we'll deliver it to you. They are booming and they're getting even richer than ever. We've seen, as I said, techie people and Jeff Bezos, increase their wealth by billions. And, there's never before been more stuff being bought on the internet. So even before the pandemic, we saw the amount of business going down each year in the high street. They usually highlight it at Christmas, saying this year, X amount more stuff, 20% of stuff will be bought on the internet, and 30%, and 40%. So more and more people are getting used to this, ordering stuff online. You can see vans everywhere, white van man driving around, delivering stuff to people's houses. Sometimes you see 2 or 3 vans in the same street, delivering to several houses. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. And, with shops, you've also got higher rents. You've got more taxes to pay. Competition from Amazon and Shopify have driven large retailers like Debenhams out of business and forced John Lewis to close shops for the first time in history, 70% of its stores in the UK. And these businesses have been around for hundreds of years and it's all changed. So what can you do? How can you get online? Well, in fact, the internet has actually given small businesses, the little guy, if you like, the chance to get a business, build a business and get online and compete with the big players, right? Because before you couldn't get a shop in the high street for love nor money in a prime position because the Debenhams, the big stores, the Apple store, all the big companies would grab those prime spaces and landlords would rather rent to Debenhams or John Lewis or Apple than Joe Bloggs. Just, I've got this idea to run a pound store. No, we'll let it to Poundland, but not you, mate. Sorry. So it's been very difficult. But, they took all the best sites in the malls and everything. And small retailers were actually driven to the wall by the likes of Tesco's and the supermarkets who would open up a big Tesco's in the area, undercut them ruthlessly until they'd gone out of business. Then they said, well, we're not happy with that. We want all the corner stores as well. We don't like these people taking our business away. So we're going to set up Tesco Metros and Sainsbury's Locals and Asda Locals. And they've taken all the best corners places now. So but that's my rant about the big companies. But now you can set up an online business risk-free for virtually nothing from home, running in your spare time. You might be at home, you've got more time, you may have been laid off. And you can sell to a potential market of 5-6 billion people online at any one time. And you can use companies like Amazon, Shopify, or you can do your own thing. The reason they're so big is that they're giving small retailers a chance to sell their goods online and they're taking a commission for it. Simple as that. They're not selling all of their own stuff online. They help little people set up shops online and then people can order stuff from China and Amazon do the shipping, the fulfillment, the selling, and they take 30-40% of the profit. It's like my book. I don't go around printing this book and posting it at the post office. If someone orders this book online from Amazon just post it out and ship it. And I don't get a big amount for each book. It's pennies, but it's getting out there. So Amazon do that, and Amazon has enabled people. Whereas before, if I went to a publisher and said, "Well, I want to publish my book," they say, "Oh, I don't know. We're not going to take that risk." But if I just pay for it myself, get it on Amazon myself, it's there, isn't it? It's out there. I don't have to rely on publishers and getting rejection letters from 50 publishers. No, I just get it out there. So it's enabled smaller businesses to just get out there. So what can you do? Now, you might have your own product that you sell through a physical business. You may have an idea for a business, but the main thing is, I'll give you three quick steps if you like. First of all, sell solutions to people's problems. Don't sell stuff that you think might be out there in the market and people want this because your relatives told you it's a great idea. Like the guy assembling flatback furniture. He saw a little thing in the market, said, "Yeah, I can do this." There are lots of people ordering stuff on from IKEA and furniture places. That's something that people want. Now, he saw a gap in the market, but you can also check, if you've got an idea for a product, check on places like Google. See how many people are searching for solutions to the product that you want to sell. So if you think, I've invented this gadget or this course or whatever, and you think there's a market for this, I know there's a market for this, go and see how many people actually search for this. Now, for instance, millions of people want to be slimmer and healthier. That's one of the major niches on online marketing, especially in these times where people are putting on weight during lockdown. Now, according to WordStream, that's another service you can use, WordStream, make a note of that. At any one time, 450,000 people could be searching for how to lose weight on the internet, and worldwide it's probably millions. Another key word is diet, lose weight fast. You can check these things on Twitter as well. And that's just one niche. That's a major niche. So if you're going to get into online selling, at least go into the niches that maybe already sell. And then you can drill down within that niche, maybe to lose weight fast or lose weight through exercise or whatever it is. You can drill down into that niche. But go for things that people are already buying and already want and need, rather than trying to invent your own niche and maybe risk a lot of money on it. So you can literally see how many people are searching for keywords by checking on Google or WordStream or another site called Mondovo, Mondovo, absolutely free. And again, market research like this used to be very expensive and only exclusive to the big people. Now, you can get up and running with a business without necessarily hiring an expensive website developer. There's a company called Groove Funnels. They offer a free intro to it. Absolutely free. You can set up your own funnel very easily, your own website with a company called Groove Funnels. I'm putting a link up here at the bottom of this page. Right, now step 2, set up your online business. I would say get it up and running today. Why not just give it a go? What have you got to lose? You can get a free website service with Groove. You can try your idea out. You can research it and just get it going. It's very, very easy. You don't need expensive website. When I was in business, we spent £10,000 on a website. This is going back 10 or 15 years ago, but it was a lot of money to get it set up. And now I could have done the similar sort of thing for free with Groove Funnels, and I'm putting a link to that. So give that a go. You can build a simple website with Groove Funnels. They've got template pages, so you see a picture, you say, "Oh, I like the look of that." Click on it, drag that in, put your own wording in, do a bit of editing, publish it. There you go. You might need a domain. You could buy a domain through them. You can have your own domain. It's very simple. Now, it takes a bit of work. You've got to set it up. But what a funnel is more than just a website. A funnel is like a sales process. So a normal website is a brochure page. It's like a shop window. People go past, have a look, and walk out. Or they walk into a shop, have a look around, they're out. That's what most people do on a website. But on a funnel, you're putting something up that may attract them to stay on your website and maybe click on a button and find out more. Give their email address so you can build up your email list, right? So if you go into a website that says, would you like to find out how you can lose weight in 30 days or how you can lose 10 pounds in 30 days? And you think, yes, I'd like to find out more. Okay, click here for my free report, and then you're in, right? People are then going to get this free report, and that then gives them. Oh, I think we're back here. Okay, I think we lost connection there. So yeah, just to sort of reconfirm there. So Just build a simple website. Don't spend like hundreds of pounds and weeks getting it. Just go on and try. You can open a free account with them. No credit card required. You don't even need to put your credit card details in, and you can set up your page very quickly. So as I said, a funnel is a page which grabs your attention, encourages you to maybe give your details or ask for a callback or something like that. It's not just a normal page. And then decide what you're going to sell, how you get started, do your research. A lot of people have products already that they're selling in other ways. So definitely give that a try. And that's your step 3. And remember, if you don't have a product, you can always sell other people's products. That's what, in effect, Amazon do, Shopify, Groupon do. Booking.com, for instance, they're one of the biggest in the hotel market. They don't run hotels. They sell other people's hotel rooms. Similar with Airbnb. Amazon, as I said, helps millions of retailers sell their stuff, and authors sell their stuff on their site for a commission. Similar thing with Uber. It's a very similar thing. It's called affiliate marketing. Insurance agents are affiliate marketing people. They sell products on behalf of insurance companies for a commission or a fee. So if you want to start earning today, look at Groove Funnels. They'll also pay you a commission to recommend their Groove Funnel system as well, their software, to your friends and family, so you may be able to earn a bit of money from them. But there are thousands of affiliate products out there, and they're also listed on Groove as well. But you can find lots of products to sell, Commission Junction, there's loads of sites. Just Google affiliate commission, affiliate products to sell, and there are just so many out there. So here's the best part. It's risk-free, no investment capital required, no remortgaging your house to buy a shop or to open up a factory, and you're not risking everything to set up a physical business. And you can get started right away. So what have you got to lose? Give it a try. And as I said, Groove Funnels is lifetime free access, but it will only be on offer, I think, for a limited period. They have got plans to start charging for this very thing, which they're giving away free now. But I think by the end of the year, they'll start charging at least $99 a month. Then that's a lifetime charge. So I'm in there for life without having to pay a monthly fee. And you don't even need a credit card. So have a look at that and just get started. I think just give it a try. I put a link there. Give it a go and have a good get yourself maybe a part-time income. Maybe you can earn enough to replace your job eventually, and then you're really living the good life. Maybe the laptop lifestyle that you've always dreamed of, because then you can work from anywhere in the world. So thanks for listening, and I hope to speak to you soon again. This is Charles Kelly bringing you money tips to help you save, earn, invest, accumulate, and enjoy more money. And thanks for everyone on Facebook Live, to Ronnie Lapitan there, and everybody who tunes in. Please make your comments. Always appreciate those. Even if you don't agree with me, I still appreciate your comments. And remember what I said at the beginning of this. Don't buy something for FOMO, for fear of missing out, because then you're jumping on the bandwagon, you're scrambling along with everybody else, and it usually ends in some sort of bubble bursting and complete disasters. There have been lots of examples in history where people were scrambling to buy stuff and there was a fear of missing out. One of those is in the 1930s, just before the Great Depression, the great stock market crash of 1930s, where everyone was into stocks. It was a bit like today with cryptocurrencies. Everyone's talking about, oh, you're into cryptocurrencies. Everyone was doing this. And the father of President John F. Kennedy, is Joe Kennedy, was a wealthy man then. And he said, when the shoeshine boy was telling me to get into shares in the stock markets, he knew that was the time to get out. And it's almost like now, and everyone's talking about it, everyone get into property, get into this, get into that. Is that the time to sort of rein back in your enthusiasm? I don't know. We'll have to see. I think the stock market is definitely well overpriced and is due for a correction. Cryptocurrencies, personally, I'm not touching them. Maybe if they come back down again, you could have a little punt on it, like a gamble, like a bet, like betting on the Grand National, on a horse. But I wouldn't count it as an investment. And property, I would be cautious in this market, as I said earlier, when people are scrambling to buy and you've got sellers who are saying, well, if he's got a guaranteed mortgage and if he's got this, I might consider him if he pays the asking price. Well, no, I'm not going to get down that route. I want to be in control as the buyer. I want to put in a sensible offer, and make my own decisions, not having the estate agent manager telling me that I have to pay the asking price before I will even be considered to put in this offer. He wouldn't even put my offer forward until I reminded him that he was legally obliged to do so. So there you go. So don't get caught in that FOMO game. And if you want to earn a bit of extra money, get into to an online business, or just start something simple like that guy assembling flat pack furniture. Set up a little website on GrooveFunnels. Do you want your stuff assembled? Do you need handiwork done? Just set it up. It's free. You can set up a free account with GrooveFunnels for life and set up a little website funnel and start selling a service or a product or an affiliate product online. It really is that simple. So thanks for listening and have a great day. Bye for now.